Good morning, my name is Morgan Tamati. This week in sociology, we were given 4 prompts. We were asked to consider some responses for each of these prompts and then film ourselves explaining why we had those responses, why we have these explanations. So before I started filming and recording, I read each prompt carefully and considered. I also made some notes on some index cards just so I could stay focused and not miss any of the points that I wanted to make in this video. Anyway, so the first prompt asked if you were the president of a Fortune 500 company and you started out as a secretary and moved your way to the top. What would you do if your CEO and vice president were always at odds? Meaning they're always bumping heads and that maybe they don't get along, especially during meetings with the group. Everybody who has an opinion, their opinion should be heard. I wouldn't pick sides, especially knowing that I started as a secretary and moved my way to the top in this company. I feel like that gives me a strong rapport with my coworkers because before I was their president, I worked with them and moved my way up. So I feel like that helps and kind of gives me some perspective and also hopefully gives them respect for me as the president. As far as what I would do, it's important that I hear out both sides because if I want the company to thrive, I should make sure that everybody feels like their opinion is important and that I'm not having any sort of favoritism, that I'm not a bad president in any way, and that I take my job seriously and make sure that whoever has the best solutions for the company, whoever has ideas that might benefit the company more, are always heard. I don't think that I should focus so much on any one person as much as who is going to benefit the company the most. The second prompt is name the 3 types of formal organizations and explain how each is different. Also explain the time when you're involved in each one of these organizations. So I will provide an example and why I thought either situation was negative or positive. The first one is a coercive organization. For this one, my example would be high school. There's people around you with different opinions. And then also another one I had for utilitarian organization, that's the second group. Currently I work at IHOP, I'm a server. I help them for the company and they help me. So I give something and they give something, utilitarian organization. And then a normative organization, one that I personally value from is volunteering at the pound, fostering dogs, that kind of thing. I think that's definitely a good example of normative organization. The third prompt is you decided to run for public office. Although you have little to no experience with elections, holding office, or campaigning, etc., you feel you can be successful since you helped a friend who served in public office last time. So it also asked me to explain how this is a character of Weber's ideal bureaucracy and what you will do to provide your competence under these characteristics. So in Max Weber's ideal bureaucracy, he describes a utopia, including that people in decision-making positions are meant to be selected by their demonstration. So not by their wealth, not by their careers, just by what will qualify them. I think that this relates to me running for office in this theoretical scenario because even though I have little to no experience with elections or holding office or campaigning, I think that if my campaign shows that I am there for the people and shows that I have the qualifications, even if I don't have the experience, then I think the qualifications should be enough, and that's what is expressed in Max Weber's ideal bureaucracy standpoint. Lastly, the fourth prompt was, as creative manager of a small group of employees in the advertising department, you notice one of your designers has withdrawn from the meetings, offering no input. This employee's alienation concerns you. What would you do to socialize this employee and encourage them into their job? As a manager of a small group, Since it's a small group, I'd assume that we're a close-knit group. So therefore, if I was creative manager, I would first begin by asking this employee if there was something that I could do personally to help them engage them into their job. I wouldn't want to start off making them feel like I'm interrogating them. I want them to know that I'm there to help, especially in a small group of employees. I feel like with so many people, with not so many people, that I would feel a close friendship to them even if I am their boss. I would definitely want to reach out and see if something's going on at home, if they're having personal problems or financial problems, if there's anything that I could do or if the group could do to engage them into their job, or what might help work for them. Maybe they just need a little break and maybe they'll come back refreshed and ready to work. Other than that, I think if I give them a chance and I work with them and it's still not working out, then it might lead to termination for them. But that's just my opinion.